Hello everyone, welcome to Database Management. This is week 6. Last week we discussed about inner join or join, that's the default join. And now we're going to focus on the outer joins that are defined in the database management system. To have a better illustration of what are the inner join and what are the outer joins, I created two simple tables. One table, it is the student table, which has 4 columns and 7 rows. That's all the data. The columns are student ID, last name, first name, and department ID. And I specifically created some null value as well as some value of the department ID that's supposed to be something wrong. In the department, there's only 2 columns, the department ID and department number, and we only have 4 rows in this particular table. And we're going to show what will be the inner join and what will be the outer join. The inner join, as we mentioned earlier, is going to try to find all the rows in the first table and all the rows in the second table that the condition will match. Let's see. One query that what we want to do is we want to find out the student's last name, first name, and their department name. And for the department name, because it is not part of the student table, so we have to join the student table with the department name table to retrieve the department number. Based on the condition of the department ID of table 1 will be the department ID table 2 will be matched. Okay, if we do an inner join as we discussed earlier, basically it's going to match all the rows from the student table and department table and only return the rows that match. The condition is the department ID in the student table and department ID in the department table has to be the same. Okay, based on that logic, for the first row, basically it's going to try to find out department ID is 2, and in the department table, the department ID 2 is stat. So for the first row, we're going to have student's last name, first name, and department name, stat. And the same thing for the second row, right here. But for the third row, the department ID is null. And there's no null in the department table. And because null is very special, whenever you have a null in your matching condition, that row will be automatically removed from the final result. And so there's no this row in the final result. The fourth row, it is department ID is 4, and there is a match for department ID 4 in department table, which is arts. So we have this row here. And this row, the department ID is 77, and there's no 77 in the department ID, so there's no match. So this row will be removed. And the last two, actually, they do have a match for the physics. So by using inner join, we try to find all the rows that actually have a match. And in our case, we have 5 different rows. And that's the inner join. We do have outer joins. The outer join basically is trying to keep in a fashion that the rows that we discarded in the inner join to be part of the final result. Now let's start with left join. Left join is actually shortcut for left outer join, and outer is a optional keyword. So when we say left join, it means left outer join. In the left outer join, which means, first of all, what is left, what is right? Okay, and in the join condition, there's a table before the join and there's a table after the join. Actually, the left outer join, which means we are outer join on the table that before the join, that is student table. The outer join, by its definition, is going to keep all the rows in the student table, and they're going to keep all the rows in the student table, but some of the columns will be null value if there's no match from the table after the join. So left, which means all the rows in the table before the join will be kept. And as we can see that we have 7 different rows, and we do have 7 different rows here. So all the rows will be kept there. In this particular one, we do have some duplicate department names because there can be multiple students for belong to the same department. And we also noticed the order of the records actually changed from the original table. Now it is ordered by the department name, but for different database management system, there will be different ordering logics. And we do have those 2 additional rows from the inner join table, which actually you can see the department name is actually null. So which means for those 2 students, they're not assigned to any department in the department list. And we know that there's a 77, but because there's no match for 77, so the department name become null as well. So that's the left join. And right join is in addition to the inner join. In addition to the inner join table rows, there's actually a additional row that actually belong to the department table where there's no match on the student table. So the right, which means right, which means it's the join after the department, the table after the join. Okay, I think there's a typo here, RIGHT, this is right. This should be RIGHT as well. So, so in this particular one, all the rows in the inner join are showed up here, but there's one additional row which belong to one of the department, the math department. There's no match. Those will be the null values. And so for the inner join, it's going to return all the matched rows. For the left outer join, it's going to keep all the inner join rows in addition to any of the rows from the table that is before the join. And the right join is to keep all the inner join rows as well as to keep all the rows from the table after the join that they do not have match on the table before the join, that is here. Okay, and also we can have a full join, full outer join. The full outer join, unfortunately, that definition is not supported in MySQL Workbench. But what we can do is basically the logic is it is going to keep not only the rows from the left table, but also from the rows from the right table, which is going to keep all the rows here. So this is basically a outer join. Even though MySQL Workbench does not support auto join, we can actually retrieve the same result by union of two outer joins, left outer join and right outer join. We're going to cover the union later, but basically in this particular example, it's going to match those two results as well as remove duplicated rows. Okay, that's the first video for this week, and the next video we're going to see all the results, actually how to create those two tables, how to run those queries in MySQL Workbench.